Hi there, Scorpios. Welcome to your weekly tarot reading. So this is going to run roughly from September 24th until the end of this month. So we are ending the month of September where things have been stalled, things have been just really muddled and we're not on the fast track. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with the Virgo and earthy energy where people are taking their sweet time to make up their mind, to also decide whether or not they're on the right track or making the right decisions. So I feel like there were a lot of frustrations, for the past 30 days. And we're clearing up a lot of that energy. And I feel like in the process of clearing things up, you're going to start to see the reality of situations. You're going to get a bigger, clearer picture as to where you stand with other people, how other people feel about you, where you stand in your financial situation, where you stand in business partnerships as well as romantic partnerships. So I feel like there's a lot of clarity that it will be coming in for this week, and it will allow you to make better decisions and better choices as to what you choose to devote your energy and your time and your resources to, and who you choose to devote your love and affection and emotions towards, okay? So I feel like we're getting a lot of clarity finally moving forward. And I feel that the energy is going to be really helpful as you get through this week. But it's really important for you to look at a situation for what it is, okay? So not what you want it to be, but truly looking at a situation for what it is. Don't read too much in between the lines. Libra season is all about communication. It's all about, looking at things like not so much black and white, but like looking at both sides of the story. So that means getting out of your head a little bit, getting out of your ideas and what you believe to be reality, and really assessing a situation with a critical eye. And I feel like with the Libran energy, it deals heavily with like diplomacy, saying things to get your point across without hurting the other person's feelings. So I feel like you might be doing this to someone, or you might be on the receiving end of it. And so the point is, don't read too much in between the lines. Take it for what it is. I see this element of communication between you and another person. And I feel like they might want to say things that are a little bit harsher, but they don't, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. That's what it feels like to me. And this is the energy of the person that you're dealing with. We have here the Five of Hearts, the Five of Cups, okay? You might be dealing with a heartbreaker. You might be dealing with someone who gets around, somebody who has a lot of options, somebody who is not looking for an emotional connection. And I know that, the first card is usually, the other person, or I'm sorry, you, but this is what I'm feeling. This is like somebody who's flirtatious, somebody who craves attention, somebody that might not see the value in the right things and in the right people. And then I also feel like for you, likewise, some of you, not all of you, but I feel like some of you, you could be going around breaking hearts. You could be going around messing with people and making promises with people that you have no intentions of following through. So I feel an element of somebody getting a taste of their own medicine. And I never wish that on people, but I just feel like the energy is so heavily laden in this card and also the next card, the Nine of Swords, okay? The Nine of Swords is worries, anxiety, and guilt. Feeling very, very guilty about a situation. And so I feel like some of you might have been a little bit careless with people's emotions and people's feelings. And, it gets to the point where you meet the one that you really, really love. And for whatever reason, you didn't want to be tied down. You didn't want to be exclusive to that person because you wanted to play around. And I feel like it got to the point where you might have ran around on this person. You might have stepped out of the relationship. And now you're really fearful about things coming to light, and you're really fearful, or you feel really, really guilty about hurting them. I'm sensing that some of you could also be dealing with someone who is a little bit irresponsible, like they're a heartbreaker. They don't really form emotional attachments. They're here today, gone tomorrow. They make promises that they're not able to keep. And overall, they just don't love the way that you love. They don't love with such intensity. It's easy for them to, pick up and go, and it's easy for them to jump from one relationship to the next, whereas it's really difficult for you. And so this energy, I feel like it's playing out between you and a person that you have a long history with, the person that you keep cycling back and forth with, or the person you keep going back and forth towards, okay? So it's like, we're breaking up, but not really, it's like somebody that might be transiting your life. And it seems to me like there's a connection that you can't really shake. This is sort of like waiting on another person, wanting to make a connection, wanting to stand out in their eyes, but they're kind of like their attention is elsewhere. Not being able to reach another person, feeling rejected or feeling dejected because you're not the apple of their eyes. So I feel like this is your energy where you could be the person in the back that's walking away, or you could be the person in the front who is the heartbreaker. The partner that you're dealing with, we have here the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. This is somebody that has a lot of worries and anxieties. They're kind of like a perpetual planner. They worry about things. They plan out the future, and they're so far in advance that they kind of work themselves into a frenzy. I also feel this energy about, someone who's very seductive. You wanting to get this person's attention, being the seducer. And I feel like their minds, they're scattering their attention elsewhere. They're focused on other things. They're focusing on the bigger picture with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? Worrying about the future, worrying about like, where am I going to be tomorrow? What am I going to be doing? When am I going to get married? When am I going to settle down? When am I going to have children? When is my career going to take off? So with the Major Arcana card, the Wheel of Fortune deals with bigger things. It's not just love and commitment in relationships. It's more like, what is my life's purpose? Where am I headed? Am I exactly where I need to be? Am I on the right track? So I feel like somebody is very racked with a lot of anxieties and worries. And because of that, they're not able to live in the moment and enjoy the moment with you. They might also be contemplating some major travel, some major career changes, some major moves in their own lives. And so they're not able to, be in the moment and enjoy what they have. They're constantly scanning the horizon for new opportunities. So I feel like you might be dealing with someone who's opportunistic. I'll take what I can get. I'll take it for what it is. I'll take it today, and then if something better comes along the next day, I'll take that and leave this. So I'm sensing here, in terms of the relationship department, I just feel almost like you're barking up the wrong tree, or you're with somebody that might not be, you might not be the sole focus of their attention because of other things, okay? It's sort of like life is driving a wedge between you and another person, where the two of you are not able to come together because of where you are in life, because maybe your life goals and your career and your aspirations are not in alignment with one another. And so it's not really coming in together or coming back in together. It's disallowing you to really make an emotional connection. And what I feel, though, your energy, you definitely really have somebody that you feel strongly for. This is your energy here, Scorpio, with the King of Cups. This is someone who's very romantic. And I almost see like a maternal energy. Even though it's the king, it's somebody that is, they're very nurturing. They like to take care of people. They like to take care of children. They like to take care of animals. They have a boundless amount of patience. They don't yell, they don't raise their voice, they like to cook, they like to feed their loved ones. They like to comfort people when someone is down. And so I feel like the energy that you exude, and you've done a lot of work on yourself, and especially that Saturn return, it's made you a better person. It's made you, it was definitely challenging, but it made you appreciate loyalty. It made you appreciate, the softness in your interactions with another person. And I feel like as difficult as that Saturn transit a few years back was, it really made you grow as a person, and that you can be a lot more tolerant, compassionate, and understanding. And as a result of it, I feel like, you have someone in your life and you really respect them. You really want to make an offer to them. And you have in your mind what the future is going to look like, what the future is going to hold. But at the same time, the person that you're dealing with here, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Someone who's a workaholic, someone who's so focused on building wealth, building their career, building things for themselves that they're not really able to accept the offer. Someone whose attention and focus is really elsewhere. And so while you spend a lot of time making gestures towards the other person, they're not really noticing it. Or they have other options and they're not able to see the value and the devotion and the level of commitment that you're able to give them. Because, for them, whatever it is that they need in their lives, it's different. Like goals and aspiration, dreams, and ultimate end goals and professional development and achievements. These are the things that they care about. They care about all the tangible things, and they're not looking at you with your full potential. So it's almost somebody who is not really interested in looking for love. Maybe they're like this, They want to have experiences. They're not looking for the great love or the grand love, and they might not see the value in the right things. So you're kind of barking up the wrong tree. You're kind of barking up the wrong tree with this person. I feel like for those of you who are single, you're really looking for love. You're really looking for that emotional connection with another human being. And you might, gravitate towards the first thing that sticks. And you're not being discriminate. And you're not really looking at things from the other person's perspective. And you're not really assessing what is it that they need. What kind of a person are they? And, if I care about them, if I love them, what can I offer that they will accept? What can I offer that they will love? So I feel like you're very fixed in your ideas of what love means to you. And you kind of give that because you think that's what everybody needs, rather than assessing what the other person needs and then offering them what they need. And so I feel like there's a mismatch in values. There's a mismatch in expectations, and there's also a mismatch in this person is clearly focused on other things. And I feel like you're not really seeing that for whatever reason. If you're dealing with someone like this, they're not a relationship. They're not looking for a relationship. They're just not looking for a relationship. They're going to go around breaking hearts. They're going to go around experiment. And, their love is just not really their primary agenda. They're focusing on themselves. They're focusing on their own lives. They're focusing on their career, trying to make some big major strides, trying to build up their financial foundation. And they're trying to, get their life in order so that they can feel proud of their accomplishments and their achievements. Love is really not on their radar. And because of that, they're not really seeing you for your true value. if that's the case, you know, you're better off giving your love to somebody else. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the center of the spread, and it's wedged in between, you know, two cards that might be difficult. And so what I feel is this might not be the right timing if you are clearly in love with this person. I feel like, you know, it has the potential to come around, or it's coming around already. And it's kind of a good opportunity for you to open your eyes and maybe see it for what it is, okay? The Wheel of Fortune deals with the bigger picture. And it usually deals with more like karmic connections, misconnections, as well as opportunities for us to relinquish control and kind of let go as to situations and people that are no longer good for us. So I feel like there are some things that you kind of need to face. It's like waking up and, you know, smelling that coffee and getting out of your head, out of your own expectations of how a situation should be, when all the signs are there, all the signs are pointing you in the same direction, and they're telling you like what you're assessing or what you're feeling is not really the reality. Like, wake up and smell the roses. So I feel that there are some ups and downs here. You clearly have feelings for another person. You want to make that offer. You're looking for love. You're looking for an emotional connection. But I feel like the time is not here yet. So be discriminate about who you give your love to so you don't get hurt. And make sure that the person you're giving your love to, you are the king. You need to see the proper value in people and make sure that you give it to somebody who's worthy of it. Okay? Other areas of your life, you have some really good things. Financial abundance that's coming through. After much struggle, after a lot of dedication and just, you know, perseverance. We have here the Wish card. We have the Nine of Cups. And so I feel like, you know, financial abundance is on the offing for you. I see a lot of people getting their names out there. I see a win as well with the Sun card. This is, you know, getting recognition, getting proper career accolades and reception. And I feel like in your professional life, many of you are taking the proper steps to get your career on track, to build up your financial foundation, to save up for a rainy day. Some of you are seeing like a financial advisor to sort out your retirement, to sort out your 401k, to sort out, you know, your taxes as well, is what I'm getting. And then I also feel like for some of you, there are talks here from financial consultant or from the numbers and the figures that you're looking at with another person. And I see like the message, early retirement. So they look at you and they're like, well, guess what? You qualify for early retirement, so you can retire a lot sooner than you expected. So I feel like you're seeking somebody's advice or you're seeking some experts in their field just so that you can get, you know, clear, logical, and correct advice. If in the past you've been kind of listening to hearsay, listening to, you know, people around you as to how to do things, I feel like this is the week where you're like, no, I did my whole listening, but I'm not getting the proper, you know, advice. You're consulting an expert. And the expert shows up here, King of Wands. This is somebody that is very knowledgeable. They have a lot of advice to give. They're very educated. They have multiple degrees under their belt. And they're going to show you how to achieve financial success, how to achieve, you know, professional success, how to retire early, how to really enjoy your time and your youth so that you don't have to worry about financial issues, okay? On a lighter note, I definitely feel like there's conflict. 5 of Wands. Conflict between you and another person. It could be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. It could be a romantic partner or just another partner. But what it is like the two of you are hail from different walks of life. Okay, so like it's the person fighting a tree. There's no common ground here. There's no commonality. There's no common understanding. There isn't a consensus or an agreement as to how we should do things. One person wants it one way, the other person wants it another way. And a lot of the time, Scorpios, you're not always, you're not confrontational, and you're not a sign that seeks conflict just to have conflict. But I do feel when you see things a very specific way, and the other person is like has a different worldview than you will defend your beliefs. But I feel like what you're espousing is not appropriate because you're fighting with a tree. It's like you're different species, different worldview, different upbringing, and it creates a different animal altogether. And so this is a week to really count your blessings and focus on areas that are moving along really smoothly. And whenever something is not moving the way that you want, when you find yourself coming up against a brick wall, it's kind of a clear indicator from the universe that maybe it's not the right track for you. Maybe you can revisit it later, but not right now. So don't go dumping all your energy into a very contentious situation where you don't see eye to eye with another person. Focus on other things. Focus on other areas of your life that has a clear resolution, that flows smoothly, rather than scattering your energy towards, dead ends, okay? I'm going to leave it at that, Scorpios. I wish you guys the best. I hope the reading is helpful. Okay, learn to draw back your energy. Focus on the work situation and your professional and career development. And I feel like this energy will soften up. It's not an easy process, but I feel like you just need to draw back your energy and don't give it to people or areas that are very contentious in your life. Okay, take a break from it. All right. I will be back next week. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.